share my screen. Let me know if you guys can see my screen right now, or what if you wanna let me know.
Yeah, bro.
Perfect. Okay, so the first trade I wanna go over is a Euro JPY trade. The reason why I have screenshots is because, as you guys know, when we have a lot of data,
my
we cannot go
screen.
into M1. So this is something I show you on the smaller time frame section. So now I want to do like a full breakdown. You will see different concepts apply in this trade setup. First of all, this is the monthly time frame. Okay, just so you guys know and are aware of it. Okay, so now we have my lower high that created my last lower low, right? On a monthly perspective, this is my push. After that, the reason why we have these sort of impulses to the upside is because for having the monthly to retrace, weekly needs to be in a bullish scenario, right? So monthly push, weekly retracement on a bullish scenario like this. Okay, again, most important thing is to understand, if we don't break this structural point right there, okay, we are still in a bearish scenario, right? So when price came to those levels, look what happened. Okay, you see some sort of equal highs. Okay, we're in a monthly perspective, so just a little bit, but we are still respecting my last structural point being my lower high. So we are still on a monthly bearish scenario. Later on, we push to the downside, so probably on a weekly perspective, being that my push, we broke a structure. Now we are retracing on a weekly. Okay, so just from that point of view, okay, what I will do is perfect. Now I know. I will just point out, okay, monthly is bearish, weekly is bearish. Okay, now what we're gonna be doing right now, we're gonna be focusing on current price action right there and see what we can find that aligns with my higher time frame scenario to be selling and clearing these lows right here. Okay, this is a pro trend scenario. Okay, so again, monthly, weekly bearish. Okay, then we go to H4. Okay, H4, what we could see is the market break of a structure and then continuously creating new higher highs, right? So after all, there's a level right there, okay, on a weekly, daily perspective, that it reaches a supply zone, and after that, what does it do? H4 trending to the upside. I just wait to have my intraday perspective again being H1, H4 on a bearish scenario aligned with my higher time frame, so that way I can start looking for sales. I have this point here marked in blue. The reason is because this point, this point right here failed to create a new higher high. Okay, so after all, I'm just watching right now because the high probable thing is this level here to create a new higher high. But the moment I see the market fails to create a new higher high, this is also the importance of understanding structural points, higher low that actually creates my last higher low. Everything inside retracement. But once it breaks to the downside, have that break. Okay, this is a weak, but on H1, this will be a full candle. Okay, or even M15. Okay, now we are creating those equal lows right there. Okay, first thing I see again, where did the market create the new lower low from? Lower high, lower low. Okay, let's say the market didn't came to certain levels, it's fine. But then this point here, lower high, creates a new lower low in terms of bodies. And I also see now in a smaller time frame, we're gonna see a lot of liquidity sitting right there. So now, just from H4 perspective, we're gonna be playing from this supply zone. Okay, so right now, just to summarize, we have monthly on a bearish scenario, weekly on a bearish scenario, H4 on a bearish scenario. Okay, so everything now right now is trending down. So I know have my point of interest in a H4 perspective, then we start to go lower. Okay, now we're gonna go M15. Okay, when I go to M15, my big point of interest, like this one right here, that probably is all this zone, okay, it starts to get refined. Why? Because it's true that right here we have a point of interest, and probably it's a zone that we can mark like that and just have a POI right there, POI, sorry. From there, okay, what I start to see is all these levels right there, 3 touches, are liquidity right here, equal lows. Okay, so now I marked, okay, that we are living equal lows in a bearish scenario, in a pro trend bearish scenario. And I also start to check that when the market retraced to create this new low that we didn't take out, also the market created equal highs with a FU candle right there. Okay, so right now what the market is telling me is we are clearing the liquidity to the upside for then moving to the downside and leaving this liquidity right here. Okay, after that, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, I have this FU candle right there that cleared this liquidity. We have, let me put it in black right here. We have my imbalance previous. Okay, so right now, first of all, in terms of structure, everything is clear. High probable scenario is to sell. Now we have a point of interest on a higher level, but we also have a point of interest on a lower level. Okay, so now we start to monitor because we know price should give some sort of reaction from here. Okay, so after that, again, this is a big zone. Euro APY, probably even 30 pips stop loss. So instead of putting my sell limit right there, what I will do is just monitor price action and see what happens right there. So after M15, this is the screenshot that you guys saw a couple hours ago on smaller time frame, smaller distribution taking place right there. Probably you take minus 1%, then again came up right here, equal highs created, start to play that smaller time frame, that we just taught you on the first block today and the other day. Also momentum trend line coming to the upside, broke my last structural point, and the momentum trend line, all these plays here, each one of them, whatever you guys in the future can get, and whatever our entry was actually from here. Okay, my entry came right here. Okay, and this play ended up being a 1-to-100, just based on what? That now I know everything. Let me erase a little bit right here. Okay. Oops. Okay, now I know, okay, just to summarize this setup, that if monthly, weekly, H4, M15 were bearish, okay, we even had like FU candles, we had imbalances, we had a lot of things playing out on our favor, we had equal lows too. Okay, that's the way we're building our case. Okay, so now we have a scenario that even M1 turned out to have like bearish market flow. So right now we have everything on a scenario to sell. And after that, okay, this ended up taking these lows after the run. I think now, right now, we came to that level right there that I'm going to explain right now too. Because now, after this, let me show you the next setup. You had a monthly point of interest, okay, that actually is this one right there. Okay, so right now what I see is after clearing these, you guys go to TradingView, you guys will see updated the price action, but we took the lows, okay, and after that hard reaction came higher. After that comes this setup. Okay, you guys see we have a big monthly point of interest right there. Literally this point of interest was like, I just put it there just to so you guys can see it, but it was like 150 pips or something like that. So again, it's not something we're gonna be trading off. It's just some, again, point of interest that we know the market can do can do something interesting and we can start to look for sales. So right now, after that, we see the market on a M15 perspective, higher low, higher high. Everything inside is a complex pullback. Okay, so any of these points right here could have been the catalyst to create a new higher high. So we are just waiting as okay, it's a monthly point of interest, but not even M15 switch to bearish. Okay, so I'm just waiting a little bit to have some sort of market flow on my favor to play the sell from my point of interest. So after that, I see how this point fails to create again a higher high, but actually this point here creates a lower low. Now we broke structure. Okay, just as an example, if you guys see, again, every time think about structure. Why? Because if you guys see right here, we have some sort of equal lows, run of liquidity, and then retracement. Seeing that does not mean the market will run to the upside. Okay, again, we look for two things after a lower low, for example, is created. One is the accumulation, okay, for looking for the retracement, and the other one is the break of a structure. Okay, so just because you see on an M5 perspective some sort of accumulation, that does not mean the market should come to those levels. Just to point that out again. Okay, so after that, now we have a new lower low created, right? So now we're moving into that level to this level. So everything inside this push, everything that comes inside is going to be my retracement. Okay, so after that, this is M15. So now we move to M5, which is this time frame. Okay, so this is something you guys are going to see a lot going on in the future, and you will see M5 point of interest, but then a slightly higher one. So which one do you pick? Okay, when I have something like this, the way I personally like to do it, you guys want to take note, is I will put a sell limit from the highest one. Okay, the reason is because this is literally my last point of interest. So everything above that will be a break of a structure, so I'm not interested in. Okay, so this one, the higher one, will have a sell limit. The lower one, instead of having a sell limit, or again, I'm not, that's something that you also have to test. Maybe it's worth having 0.5 and 0.5 risk, and just put your stop loss right there and your stop loss right there. And in case you miss this one will trigger and probably play in your favor. Okay, so something you guys can test. What I've tested is when I have a lower point of interest, instead of automatically playing from a sell limit, what I like to do is this is M5, let's monitor price action there in M1. Okay, so after that, we move to M1. Okay, you guys will see in the future with my PDFs something that will call your attention is most of my trades are identical, like literally the same and the same and the same over and over again. And this is something because I've been journaling. And because I've been journaling for so long, the setups that were not playing in my favor, or not my favor, but maybe, for example, let's say Wally can trade successfully, but maybe myself, I cannot train my eyes for that. I've just been eliminating things from my trading plan. So this is the way I found more consistency for myself, and this is the way that actually is something I didn't even notice. Something I noticed like maybe less than a month ago, that most of my trades are literally the same. Just of passing them to students on PDFs. So again, just on M1. From here, we come to this level, we tap it. Okay, that's perfect. Nothing still valid. Why? Because the market needs to come here, feels the imbalance, and creates a new higher high. So, okay, M1 higher low, that creates higher high. Perfect. Just see where the market came again to close our IFC candle right there. Taps perfect to the pip. Okay, after that, the market should have been creating a new higher high, right? Because we are creating impulses to the upside. But now, because bearish market flow is on M15 after a monthly point of interest is bearish, and we are sitting on M5 possible sell position, we start to see the market failing to create a new higher high. After that, look how the market breaks. Let me put it on blue. Okay, how the market after that point there fails to create, but the most important thing is that actually creates a new lower low compared to my last structural point. Okay, when that happens, okay, I'm looking, I see again, just to zoom in a little bit, this level here had some sort of imbalance. Let me mark it in yellow. My IFC candle now is the gray one. Okay, just to mark it. Was not fully closed, some sort of imbalance there, so I'm confident to play my trade from there. Again, if you see green entry, stop loss based on the red line, I think this was like a 2.5 pip stop loss in Euro APY. So when you guys see the full perspective of it, what do you see? You see the market on a higher time frame came, tapped my monthly point of interest. After that, we see the market changing, breaking structure 2 on a H1 perspective. And if you guys see, what we're doing is all this breakdown on M1, M5 and everything, if you guys see, just comes to be inside all that point of interest. Okay, so what we're doing is, instead of trading, which could be maybe the easier thing, but not as we won't have like our risk reward, of course, because look my box and look the proper box of someone that trades smart money based on bigger candles, literally could be like 80% bigger than ours. Okay, that way all this breakdown, what it's doing is giving us these high risk rewards, having again some sort even of liquidity right there. And most important thing is, what do we have? We have a lot of points right there to come and fill. Okay, first partials, where do I close them? I close my first partials right here in this area because I don't know if the market can create a new high, but this was already a 1-235, sorry, 1-235. Okay, to those levels. I partial out. Where is my next level that I know the market can interact from? Okay, so I see also a lot of imbalance right there, and I see a lot of this one. Okay, so if I zoom out to a daily or even weekly perspective, what I see is the market rally. Okay, you guys see in TradingView, you will see the market rally super quick to the upside. Okay, to tap to my monthly point of interest. So after that, giving us a lot of unhealthy price action on a, of course, if we have a big rally on a monthly, weekly perspective, this means on a H1, H4 perspective, we're gonna have a lot of imbalances in between. So after that, we can expect some sort also of healthy price action coming in to what? To fill these points right here. And after this was a 1-110 being my last one. And also understanding the reason why I'm partialing out this point and then my second point right here is because overall monthly did a break of a structure and weekly too. So I'm just trading on an intra H4, H1 or M15 perspective, just understanding that all these that I'm trading right here is just a retracement of, after all, continuing to go to the upside. And that's why it's so important, as Wally also did the breakdown from a monthly perspective, because that way you can have clear targets to get out, but at the same time, full understanding of, okay, I'm trading, I see various momentum or flow, whatever, order flow, whatever you want to call it, but I know this is not going to last forever, because overall, this broke structure to the upside. We are just coming in, making the retracement, and then coming a bit higher. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the chart really quick to see if everyone's following. Okay, everything's fine, right? Everyone's getting it, everyone following. Don't stop. Okay, yeah. I'll give a few more, yeah. Also, at the same time, I'm giving you right now, Wally and myself are giving you right now is a kind of breakdown from a monthly perspective, so you guys now can have everything added to what we just thought during the last days. At the same time, this, for example, Wakar need to leave because some problem with our real estate guy for the apartment for September.
I'm back now.
But at the same time, you're back.
Now. Yeah, he was really good. Like he just turned up to the house. He just turned up. He just rang the doorbell. He was like, "I'm here." I go, "You can't just come in. It's our house." Weird, like.
Yeah, no problem.
I didn't even invite him in. He just walked in. He had the key. I was going to open it if you didn't open it. I was like, "This is a bit." Anyway.
Okay, perfect.
I see some people are getting tired. Do you want to give a 5-minute break and then we proceed? Or
let me give one move.
Cool.
Because if not, it's gonna finish too late, man. If I give a break right now, I'm gonna do a quickly breakdown also of this UA because I think even though it's in the group, it's really helpful. I'll do a quick one on the EU, and if you wanna finish with something, Wakar, if not, maybe we'll leave it for an extra call or whatever. Like because at the end, these examples we can do more calls over the next months and weeks. Okay, so just quickly, USD/JPY in a H4 perspective. On a daily, it looked like we broke a structure, which it ended up failing. So that's why also Wally and myself and Wakar were speaking maybe to look for buys. This point here again creates a new higher high. So I was actually looking for buys that day right there. Okay, so it failed, took a 1% L right there. After that, why? And the reason is because I knew I was in this push to the upside. Daily looked like we had nice targets of imbalance, but after all, well, it failed. After that, this is also really important to stay adaptive to the market. Fails to create a higher high, but this point right there creates what? Creates a new lower low. Okay, so now we have some sort of supply right there, but the most important thing is our point of interest right here. Okay, this is our refinement. Okay, this is the point that you're gonna be seeing in the future a lot. Okay, and that will reduce your stop loss so much. So after that, what I see is this is H4. So on a H1 perspective, you see the market trending to the upside. But again, this is just a complex pullback inside my bearish push. Okay, so we have a nice point of interest. We are building liquidity, equal highs right there. And after that, I missed this one. Okay, we FU there to our point of interest. And after that, again, this point here created a new lower low on H1. Okay, not in H4. Okay, so this is
let me just ask everyone a quick question. That point you just marked out, so we have equal highs, we have an FU candle into that point of interest, and then that candle where Alex has marked lower high. What is that? If anyone knows in the chat. Yes, a test, but what kind of IFC, FU candle, banker block, momentum trend line, what would you consider that? Yeah, good. It's so basically we had equal highs, FU, test. That process of the test formed a banker block, and the entry later on was a mitigation on the banker block. Nice. I'm glad people are catching it.
Exactly. So that way, again, this is our refinement. If you guys can see, okay, we are not covering the full FU candle to the upside. Look how big it is. So now we are just covering that one. And after that, we know we have our point of interest. Again, don't just because this point here led to this break of structure in that level, that does not mean this is a lower high in H4. Remember, we are still in this push right here. Okay, it's true that you guys will see right now in H1 in the lower time frame that this is actually a lower high, lower low on H1, and this broke a structure. Okay, so after that we already have a H4 point of interest, banker block, whatever we can call it. After that we move to H1. Okay, right now we know H4 is bearish. Okay, so we know we are in that push. All this liquidity cleared to the upside, came into the first point of interest, reacted, and after that we see how this level and this level fails to create a new higher high. Okay, it was still valid to create a new high, but failed. So that level if you guys can see, probably you guys remember I mentioned this in EuroJPY before a couple hours ago. If you think about why is the reason we have a strong reaction from here, is because if the market was consecutively creating new highs in that time frame, if you guys see, this gray candle was supposed to have the injection to create a new higher high. But after trying, because if you guys see, at least it gave some sort of reaction to go to the upside. After failing, this candle that failed to create a new high turns into a point of interest of supply in the future, because the injection to the upside was not even that strong. After that, this was my this H1 high low created my H1 high. Okay, so again we have some sort of mixed structure because H4 is bearish but H1 was bullish. Okay, but after that we see this fails, we broke a structure, okay, to the downside. So now we have a new point of interest to be playing from, H4 POI and H1 POI. Now H1 is aligned with H4. Okay, so I have both of them. Also, I have a lot of liquidity sitting right here, equal lows. And my FU candle, my sort of, the liquidity was taken up to the upside. You guys see really similar setup to the EuroJPY. And after that, my entry, okay, you guys can see these lines here are literally a M1 point of interest, which could have been a sell limit. I just waited. And after that, what happened? This is literally one of the setups that we told you in the smaller time frame section, is the market was coming to the upside. We tap in the point of interest, so we'll have some sort of momentum trend line right there. And after that, momentum starts to switch to the downside. After that, we are creating equal lows, okay? And we had a lead. Let me erase this. We have, this probably could have been a sell limit, okay, from there. But what happens? Fails to catch maybe our sell limit. But after that, what do we see? The market comes to the upside. All this level is a FU candle. Okay, momentum we know is already switching. And after that, we have a break of a structure. Okay, so when we zoom in a little bit, what we see is how the market, this level or IFC FU candle was taken care of already with this week. Okay, but after that push to the upside, you guys can see what happened. What's my only candle, which are the upside after the break of a structure? This one. Okay, why? Because this is M5. So probably in M1, what happened is the market from that level tried to create a new high. And the reason this was a weak is because it just came to fill that imbalance and then break of a structure. So we know that level now is my future a supply zone and therefore entry. Okay, this is a setup from last week, ended up being like a 1 to 50 or 1 to 60 and running 3-point pip stop loss. The reason why I mark this is because I always mark what time this happens. So most of the times this happens on my New York session. Okay, this is 10:15. I mean, again, East time zone in New York. So, okay. So I think I don't know. Do you guys want me to continue one more in euro dollar? What should we do, Waka? What do you think? Because if I do the next one,
I know. To be fair, like it's a different. Like some people need to leave. It's not that they want to; they need to. And we've kind of said we end at this time. So I don't want them to be feeling like they're missing out because we told them we end at this time and then we continue.
Okay.
The thing is, though, I had like 5 trades I wanted to show and I didn't show any of them. I think this bootcamp we've taken way longer than we usually do. What we can do is in the follow-up session, we'll just extend the follow-up session. So we'll do like 2 hours of teaching and then a few hours of questions and doubts and that kind of stuff. Because I didn't show anything today, but I had a lot to show. I have my CAD JPY, which is a very good teaching point. My UJ sells, my GN sells, my GN buy.
We have a lot.
My gold buys.
Perfect.
What about Wiley? Because I had to leave for the owner. Did Wiley cover much?
Yeah. Wiley
Covered
like
two GJ examples on one G.
Yeah.
Cool. So they've got a bit of a flavor of different charts. Okay. No, I mean, I'm happy to continue. I think Wiley and Alex are happy to continue, but I've been seeing in the chat some people need to leave, so it would be unfair of us to continue because they're also entitled to the session. So
we'll do
actually tomorrow because the fundamental session isn't as long. We can continue tomorrow. To be fair.
Yeah, true.
Like I think the fundamental stuff, Chris wants to do like 3 hours with a break and everything, so it'll be like 4 hours, and then we can do an extra 1 or 2 hours on top of that.
Yeah, perfect. I can do one this coming week when we're in London too, so no problem with that.
Yeah, we'll be free now that we're back. We'll be back in London all week, the three of us. So we just got time to trade. That's it.
Aye.
Also, national camera.
Perfect.
How did you guys find today?
Yeah,
amazing.
More clear.
Great.
When we
Crazy.
that's how to backtest.
how to backtest? Okay, good question, because backtesting is something you just get lost in. If somebody just says open a chart and backtest it, no one really knows what that means. But best thing you can do is, like Alex was showing you today, try and dissect a trade. So have an intent behind your backtesting, whether that be a loss or a win. That could be your own wins and your own losses, and see how you could have improved it or how you could have avoided a loss. Or if you just want to start from point zero, go through our telegrams.
I was saying,
Can you guys help us
once we
to
integrate you guys to the Discord channel.
I didn't catch that.
Once we integrate you guys to the Discord channel, there's winning trades, losing trades, and educated charts section. So you're going to have hundreds of charts that you can backtest that, all PDF form, full breakdowns and stuff. From us, from
Well, you can ask a quick question, please.
Yeah, go on.
Well, you can ask a question. Basically, your strategies involves, I think, a lot of swings. I think, in my opinion, if I want to do a lot of intraday, well, what tips would you have to combine it for intraday? Because obviously, with intraday,
I mentioned this before. When you enter a trade, you don't know, and you're not supposed to know if it's going to be a swing or intraday, because that means you're speculating. You're not reacting. Your job is simply to find entry, predict what you might anticipate to happen, but you're not. Your job isn't to be a fortune teller or predict the future. The point is to react. So you take the setups in an equal way and see what the market presents to you, whether that's an intraday or a swing.
I just wanted to add, I know you recommended Forex Thrive for backtesting. I went on the website to try and use it, but I was very confused and I didn't understand what was going on with the website.
To be fair, it is a bit of a funky website, first of all. Second of all, it's not complete data. Like, for example, USD CAD, you can only backtest from 2017 and backwards. So you can't do 2019, for example. And then the most annoying thing is, because I imagine some of you have logged on, when there's a weekend, it does the weekend candles hour by hour as blanks.
Yeah.
So
I saw that.
You can't view the chart clean. So it is a bit annoying, but the way we backtest, because we don't backtest anymore per se like that, we will do a week's worth of trading and then on the weekend reanalyze that week. So you're kind of just always week by week updating. But just for raw backtesting, you can do the most of it. Obviously, you can't do the 1 minute time frame, but the majority of the trades that we've ever posted, you can do a top down analysis down to the 15 minute, and that should be sufficient to really get the idea of what's going on.
I'll say one thing. 1 minute time frame, you get around 2 months of data, but if there's trades within the last 4 months, just do on 2 minute time frame. You'll be able to see similar or what we were looking at on M1.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, tomorrow we'll begin again the same time. And I don't know if we start first with continuation of today and then the fundamentals or vice versa. But yeah, tomorrow we'll go again.
I have a quick question. Will we go over redistribution tomorrow or some other time?
Redistribution is identical to reaccumulation.
Okay.
There's no different criteria. It's literally the same. As if accumulation is identical to the distribution. It's the same stuff.
Okay.
Just in both.
Thank you.
But in terms of showing you examples, yeah, I have some examples. In fact, if you look on our Telegram, the public webinar too, We have an example of redistribution on GJ, reaccumulation on CJ. So if you want to see what it looks like and try and wrap your head around it, we've posted them on Telegram as well.
Hey, well, Carl, can I ask a quick question, man?
Yes, bud.
Hey, can we go over imbalances tomorrow? It's something I'm new to, a concept I'm new to. So if I could just get like a
what do you mean by go over imbalances?
Just like a quick run through on the chart, just maybe one example, two examples, so I know what to look for. I don't know if it's like do you
understand the concept of what an imbalance is, how to define it?
Yeah, unhealthy price action.
Cool. Yeah, we'll show you examples on how to trade it. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, Alex is showing some right now, but yeah, we can show that again. That's fine.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
No worries.
Hey guys, I've been trying to look at gold on the 1 hour, trying to get a fix of whether it's going through distribution or whether reaccumulation. I haven't really been able to identify it. Either of you guys?
I'll give you a mini speech right now on multiple things. What everyone has to realize is, because we live in a world of instant gratification. What do I mean by that? You can the whole Instagram scene of getting likes right away, or ordering something that comes tomorrow morning, this kind of instant gratification society we live in. When it comes to judging yourself as a person, when it comes to judging your progress, people think if you haven't broken boundaries in a month, you're slow. In reality, anything worthwhile doing, for example, me, dentistry, that is a 5-year journey. Now, if you were to judge your trading performance on a week or two, of course, you're going to be, feeling insecure, and you're going to be, being too hard on yourself. So when it comes to things like these, like I'm not catching this concept, or I don't get this, or whatever, believe me, things will come with time. Just stay consistent with it. Things will click. Like I told all of you on day one, right before we started, I said, all of you many of you are going to be having that sense of urgency and panicking and think we're going to disappear. And I said that, and in day one, people were messaging like, what about this? What about this? What about this? And now I'm reading the chat today, and people are saying, it's all starting to click. I'm starting to get it, whatever. I realize you only have 3 days. Let's see what we can do in a month, and then we'll talk about what's missing. And then in 6 months, we'll talk about there's plenty of time. Don't stress about what's missing, but you have plenty of access to us. You have plenty of access to the other students, each other in this group. Things will click with time. I think that's the best advice I can give. When it comes to specific questions, specific answers, we'll have the follow-up sessions where we can really dig deep into what concerns people have and how to address them correctly.
Good advice.
Will I teach psychology? I don't feel like I'm qualified to teach that. I can tell you guys what helps, but I think I alluded to this on the other day. I feel like psychology for the three of us took care of itself when you catch a 1 to 50. And then when you catch a 1 to 50, you're not going to have the stress of, what if I take losses? Because you can take 49 losses in a row. When you have a trading plan that works and you have belief in that plan, psychology takes care of itself. I've never had to sit down and think, okay, how am I going to address my greed? It just sources.
I have to do that plenty of times.
You're right.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yours is different. You have to address your greed when you're in Harrods, not on the charts. Yeah, go for it. We'll do a couple more questions and then we'll bounce.
I was gonna say, could you make the Telegram what's it called? Like in where we can just talk to each other? Because I remember he's gonna say he's gonna do that.
Yeah,
last
so
week.
I mean, what we ordinarily do is we open up so everyone that's on this call will open up a group chat with everyone, and you can talk to each other. The problem is it reached a point where we had a group chat for June, group chat for April, group chat for May, and people in all of that. And for us, it became impossible to talk to everyone and give fair whatever. So what we did was we wanted to transition to Discord. So we've got the Discord set up now. I personally don't like it, and a lot of people don't find it's very user friendly. But we're trying to transition onto that. So what I'd rather do is Slack was another option we discussed, but there was some negatives to that as well. But what we will do is tomorrow at the end of the session, I'll add you all into Discord. And then with the Discord as well, you'll have your own private section. So July mentorship, where only you guys can talk. And then you can also meet the June students, the April students, all of that in the common group chat. But you also have your own section to chat because you guys are obviously newer than the others.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Discord is something you have to get used to. I'm still getting used to it. The issue with Slack was something like, I don't remember exactly, but and it only saves 1,000 messages. Now 1,000 messages can be done in a day. So if you want to backtest something we posted a month ago, you won't be able to in Slack. Even though Slack seems more user friendly, unless you pay for something like $10 per user. So unless all of you want to pay $10, and I don't think everyone would anyway, per month, then it's not worth the money. We might as well just use Discord and try and get used to it. But yeah, there'll be a facility for everyone at the end of tomorrow. But yeah, just to sign off for today. Tomorrow is a bit of, we'll wrap up what we wanted to finish today because we've overrun. So once we've done all that, technically, we have finished the teaching components of the technicals. The fundamentals component is not the WWA method. I just want to put it like that. The way you see us trade, the way you see us, the things we perform and the things we have shown, that is all based on technicals. We don't really trade based on fundamentals. So tomorrow is like, think of it as a different curriculum where fundamentals, I've included that from a friend of mine and he's teaching that I wanted the community to have be well-rounded traders and get complete education with us. But the fundamental stuff is not essential and you'll be okay if you don't get it. And, as you can imagine, he's going to teach, learning fundamentals is a whole new world of learning economics, politics, all of that kind of stuff. So, and it's not necessary for the way we trade, but we're going to include it just for your own general learning. But since we have concluded the technicals part, I know I requested it last week and people listened. Wily man stuff. Okay. Again. Last week
I didn't know if you saw it. I've been doing it for the last 15 minutes. My fingers hurt now.
Last week I requested people, please, if you can, leave an honest review on Trustpilot. And I know that was at the midpoint. Now that we've completed the teaching component, we're not completed in our journey with you by any means. We have a lot more teaching to do, a lot more reinforcement. But in terms of teaching you concepts and blocks, that has been finished today. And then we have a lot more to build upon. But as you guys know, I'm sure a lot of you are here today because of previous reviews you have read. And in the industry we're in, where everybody is trying to snake each other or bring each other down or scam people, etc., when people see us claiming 1 to 100 risk to reward, it comes with extreme skepticism and indirectly extreme hate. So the only way we can really show people that we're legit, and I hope you guys have seen and we've earned your respect to think, okay, we are legit. The only thing that can help us really build something is Trustpilot review because they're third party. So I request, please, everyone, if you can, whenever you get time, send in Trustpilot review, just a couple of minutes. Yo, you guys are gassing my beard again. Yes.
Not your beard.
Whose beard?
Read it properly. They talk about my beard. You're getting gas for no reason. You almost have
I'll wrap it up for today. I'll drop the link in again for Trustpilot. Please, if you can drop anything. It just helps us grow and give us credibility from people we're trying to help. So, catch you all guys tomorrow, 3 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Eastern, and we'll be good to go again.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Thank you so much, guys.